Dear Mr. Chairman, Your Excellency, Madam Secretary General, distinguished members of the jury, esteemed members of the opposition, fellow members of the proposition, members of the House, ladies and gentlemen. A long time ago, in a far, far away galaxy, in front of us, two cavemen, a man and a woman. They've got a big, fat pig to roast. Yeah, there's a banquet at the annual tribe meeting. You know, people making speeches, others waiting for the cocktail party. Nothing new. So, they need to light a fire. The woman says something like, "Come on, baby, light my fire." How do you think the guy will light the fire? Well, two stones, bang, a spark, a fire. That's what competition is all about. Reliable, stable, efficient. In his opening speech, Mr. Acquaye has regretted that we no longer learn about culture of ancient civilizations. Well, do you remember the story of Prometheus? Prometheus, the Greek titan, competed with the gods, and thanks to his intelligence, Prometheus stole fire from them. This metaphor tells us that competition is above all an incentive to be better. No thanks. An incentive not to accept the fait établi. Prometheus, ladies and gentlemen, chose competition over cooperation. And as two colliding stones create a spark, likewise, competition brings innovation. Be my guest.
So, coming back to this galaxy for a moment, aren't great inventions like...
Coming back to who?
This galaxy, just for 1 minute. Aren't great inventions only good for us if they're shared?
Well, if you think of it, what do you remember Prometheus, or Icarus, if you want, for? Is it for their failures, or is it for the great inventions that they brought to mankind? Sure, I agree with you. Of course, competition does not come without risks, Mr. Walker. Eventually, Zeus chained Prometheus to a rock, and a vulture came every day to eat his liver. And yet, the liver grew back despite the bird's efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, today, no thank you. Today, let's kill that one bird with two stones. Let's beware of that vulture. No, thank you. We all know what this bird represents. We all know what forces are preying upon us. We all know that lethargy, conformity, and stagnations are sometimes easier to follow than creation, effort, and challenge. But we all know what drives us eventually. Passion.
On that point, sir?
Yes?
If you're so much against anti-conformism, why are you wearing a tie?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question. Can you please?
I was saying, that since you believe in anti-conformism and you do not want to collaborate with everybody, why are you wearing a tie?
Well, thank you for your question. Why am I wearing a tie that's different from yours? Mr. de Vielcastel, would you step out of this competition and cooperate with us and create a new type of debating where on the one side there's a proposition and on the other side there's a proposition? Would you deny that this competition has incited you, inspired you, ignited your creativity? In prépa, we cooperated, that's true. Florent was in my class. But when I was sitting at my desk, did he learn my lessons from me? And I'm already hearing you fire back at me. What about the fantastic cooperation within the team? We do not deny it. But let me ask you this. This cooperation, would it have existed without competition? What united you, if not the very desire to compete? What united you, if not the very desire to win? No, ladies and
On that
gentlemen.
point, sir?
No, thank you. Without competition, cooperation doesn't work. Cooperation is an empty word. Therefore, competition is better than cooperation. Now let's come back to today's realities, and let's admit it. Today, if you ask someone what fuels scientific innovation, they will tell you, thank God researchers cooperate. Thank God they put their results for free on the internet. Well, granted, they cooperate, but why? What pushes them to do so? They cooperate because it makes them stronger on the global competitive field. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, competition is the engine, the driving force, the fuel that propels, that ensures, that guarantees a good cooperation. Yes, Miss Momeja, teams are important, but teams exist only in a championship, in a competition, in a tournament like this one. In a word, competition is the steam of teams, the ferment of agreement, the spark in the dark. Without competition, cooperation doesn't work. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, competition is like a fire. It can burn. Without rules, competition doesn't work. And that's why every competition has rules. Everybody agrees that football should be played with feet, except perhaps Diego Maradona, and of course, Your Excellency, I'm sorry to say, Thierry Henry. But does it make football weaker or less good? Thanks to rules, the Olympic fire still burns. And my colleague Ines will show you that what's true for innovation holds for politics, and Arnaud will go on to economics to show to the members of the jury that wherever you look at, competition is better than cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, why do we say what's important is not to win but to participate? Because competition is not only about winning, it's about striving to win, about striving to be better. And therefore, competition is better than cooperation.